Oh, oh. Well, hello everyone. Good sensational Sunday nights. It's a little late for Jen, but I always promise you guys a live haul. I'm coming on a little bit later than I usually do, but because I work today in the ER, this is the only time I can get on. So, welcome to my channel, Jen's Gems and Vintage Finds. My name is Jen, and my husband's name is Joe, but he's not here right now because it's basically my time to do live haul and talk with all of you. So I know that some of you are watching a friend of mine, my jewelry addiction, Tanya, and she's doing her live sale tonight. But I always promise you guys a live haul so you guys have some content to look at when you look for my things for Tuesday's show, which I do my live sale on Tuesday. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Good to see you. So I usually do these live hauls on Sunday nights, which gives you guys, a day to look at the video. Send me any email to my any questions to my email. I'm sorry, it's a little late for me, so I'm a little. I work today, guys, in the ER, so I'm a little fried a little bit today, so bear with me. But needless to say, it gives you a day or two to ask any questions via my email address, jensgemsfinds@gmail.com. Anything that you see on my channel right now. I'm very happy. We just reached 800 subscribers, which I'm really, really happy about. It's a good another milestone for us. And soon there will be 1,000. So we'll see how we just move things along. So I'm very happy for each one of you who have subscribed to the channel. And if you're new here, please do so. Just hit the little bell icon at the top of the screen and make sure you get all notifications to know when we're going to do sometimes I do pop-ups here and there. So hopefully you have subscribed and hit thumbs up. So for 4 of you guys here, 2 of you need to hit thumbs up for me, please. I know there's 4 people watching. So when I do this on Sunday nights, I usually, like I said, I know that a couple of people are on, and I try to respect other people's time, things of what they're doing. I just usually do, for my format, I usually do live interaction. And I know Tanya and I love Doug. They'll probably be doing sales all night long tonight because I don't know if he's going to go on after her, but I love them to death. But they also realize that I, work full time at the hospital. So, whatever time I can get on here, then I will do so. So, needless to say, I wish them the best, and you guys know how I feel about her. So, and so I need to say, I just got to get this done though, because I know you guys want to see what I'm going to be bringing for Tuesday. So with that in mind, let me pan the camera around. And I know that people are going to be kind of like in and out, and maybe only get 5-10 people here, and that's cool. I'm really cool with it because I know that people watch the video, and that's what they're going to mostly want to see from me. I'm just one of those people that like to interact with everybody. So if you have any questions, let me know. Oh, okay. So let me kind of explain the format, how I do it on my show, because it's a little bit different than maybe some other sellers that you watch. When I do these live hauls, I will show you the items, and I don't pre-sell any of my items. I leave that for Tuesday for everybody to have an opportunity to bid on the items. I'm not at a place yet where I'd have any type of, let's say, members groups or anything like that. Until I get to 1,000 subscribers, that's how I do it. So once we hit 1,000, maybe we'll review that. Maybe we'll start that. I don't know. But at this point, this is how I do it. You can always ask me questions, anything you want. I will give you, I've done all the research on these items. If you have any questions on them, just send me an email with a timestamp or a picture or description, and I will give you the starting bid of that item. If you cannot, for whatever reason, be here on Tuesday, you can always leave me a silent bid on your highest bid of that item. So for example, if I told you that the starting bid of an item was going to be $20 and you say, hey, Jen, I can't be there, but I'll bid in increments up to $40 and I'll do that for you. And I do it in the same increments, like if you're in the chat. So I'm very, work with you very easily. So, and if for whatever reason you can't be here, then I try to work with you. So just keep that in mind. Let's see, like I said, if you're not registered, please register, and you need to send us your information to jensgemsfinds@gmail.com prior to Tuesday, because I like to go through the process very, very quickly. I'm usually on here from anywhere from 4 to 5 hours, depending upon what I'm doing, because I only do 1 sale a week typically. And so last week we did 2 because I got into a kind of a marathon situation with everybody, and I had 2 hours extra on, I believe it was Sunday we did last week for the holiday. So anyway, if you got any questions, let me know. But I'm going to kind of show and go, and that's how I do it. And just kind of, you know, just keep. I get people write pads of paper, and they'll say, "Ooh, Jenny, show me this, Jenny." And when I got on Tuesday, they'll say, "Jenny, I want to see this." So I'm very, very selective about what I buy. You guys know that. I don't have it out today, but right now, you guys, I didn't show it last week. But if you're interested in some gold pieces, I can also bring that out. Today I'm going to have gemstone, costume, silver, anything you're seeing. I know I should probably do a screenshot of what's back here, because this is everything in my back set of things I've shown previously, and I'll be bringing those out. I've got rings galore. Needless to say, I'm jam packed. And for that, keep in mind, we're going to be, this is our show. We're going to be on vacation on the 10th. So this will be our show prior to our vacation. So, needless to say, then we'll be back in 2 weeks after that to do the following show on the 17th. So, because it's our anniversary. So, anyway, I'm just going to show things and let me know what you think. Okay. So we'll see. We got 5 people here and 3 thumbs up. So I hope all of you guys are having a great Sunday night. Again, I don't like to be on here too long, because I just kind of give you a little sneak peek of what's coming up. But I just wanted to put some things together so you guys can see it. And thank you, Kelly. Appreciate that very much. So I just kind of put this on a bus, I really love the shades of purple and how I did this. What you're looking at are 3 separate necklaces. The ones on the bottom is a double strand amethyst, and white, quartz, double strand necklace. This one here, the bus wants to move on its own. Okay, hold on, tighten that down a little bit. This is a glass and AB crystal and amethyst, almost like a chevron amethyst bead necklace. And then on top is a sterling silver Mexican abalone pendant that's on a sterling silver chain. So I just kind of put that in there just to give you things, but I'm selling them individually. And I just thought I'd show you guys that. So I just really like that. And again, you guys know how I do it. If you guys aren't in the market for a chain to go on a pendant, I can separate the price typically, but nice thick silver, really, really pretty abalone. And again, this is getting harder to find, this kind of material. So if you bought abalone, coral, anything organic from the ocean, I always tell everybody, please, please, please buy when you can, if you get a good, decent price, which I try to do for everybody, and go from there. So let me just kind of pull things down. So beautiful necklaces though. And I just kind of stack them, you know. I just love the purple. Really, really pretty. I have people on my show that come for glass, they come for gemstone, and they come for pretty much anything on my show. So, but yeah, this is beautiful. Nice and cool when you put it on your skin. Necklace. Okay. All right. Then I kind of put some bracelets together. I found some bracelets this week. So I'm going to kind of show you this on screen. Okay. So a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Okay. So we have some mookaite. These are stretchy bracelets. So if you really like the colors of jasper, this is jasper, mookaite, and usually it comes from Australia. Okay. And I have a stretch bracelet in that. And then we have, this is also jasper. I don't know if you really want to call it bumblebee jasper, but it'd be almost like a, I don't know, lemon lime jasper, I guess you call it. And then here we have some carnelian with freshwater pearls. Okay. And then over here, this is a larger stretch bracelet. I believe this is 8 to 8.5, I believe, if I remember right. Nice clear quartz, stretchy. And then over here are some really phenomenal pieces. I picked these up locally here. This is 18 karat gold, sterling silver, handmade in Bali, amethyst bracelet. Okay. Let me see if I can take this off here and show you a little bit. All handmade. Let me take this off. It's a gorgeous piece. I love construction. I'm a big fan about Balinese pieces. I think that they don't get enough attention personally in the marketplace, but if you had to go to a boutique or a shop to go buy these, each one of these little pieces of wire are all hand done and hand soldered together. There's no mass market production of this. It's all individually done. And what this is you have the amethyst beautiful center stone, and you have all these 18 karat pieces that have been put into those openings. Okay, and look at all the detail here. All that mesh bracelet, and it is marked right here. Let me give you the mark so you guys can see it. Hold on a minute. And camera work sometimes will work. And I believe, let me get the mark right there. 925. It's late at night, guys. I forgot. It says, oh, BJC 925 18 karat. So BJC, if you've never heard of BJC, BJC is Samuel B. Samuel B. He's known for making, he's in Bali. He's one of the, there's a lot of designers out of Bali. There's John Hardy out of Bali. The Samuel B is well known. I think he's on one of the home shopping networks now, but this is something that's phenomenal. I mean, look at how much detail and work is on this piece. And it has a beautiful, look at this clasp. Look how much metal's here. I use the term, and whether or not it's not going to be a patent term, but there's a lot of meat on the bone on this. I mean, and when you look, I look at pieces of art, pieces of work. This is the kind of thing I'm looking for, is the detail. And that's 18 karat gold and sterling silver. Okay. All right, moving on. This is signed Tahi. Tahe. Sterling. Sterling cuff. Real nice heavy cuff. Beautiful handmade designer Tahi cuff. Sterling silver cuff. So that's, I picked up that this week. And then here is a beautiful vintage, sorry about that. Crystal cross bracelet. I liked it because it was a bracelet. So you can use this for, you know, it's a little, sweet little gift, or you can add onto a piece of existing jewelry you have with this piece. I really liked it because it was a crucifix on a little bracelet. And sometimes the small things like this, it means a lot. Just a little bit of bling. Beautiful. Show your faith. Okay. All right. Let me put that back on here. Let's do that just so I just get it out of the way, because if not, things go flying across my set. All right. What else do we have? Okay. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Good to see you. Hope all's well. It's been a little bit since I've seen you. Okay. This is a signed vintage Hobey. Very rare brooch, from my understanding. Sterling silver signed Hobey. Hobe with the little, I guess, little, what do they call those? And I'll show you in the back. It's easier for me just to show you the name. There you go. Here is the Hobey mark. Hobey. Hobey sterling. Beautiful sterling silver, very rare for Hobey. Most people have heard of Hobey for costume jewelry. Well, they also had sterling line, and this is one of the larger pieces of Hobey that they did for their sterling line of the bow. There was different versions of the bow, and really pretty with the roses, floral motif. This is big. I mean, this is my hand right here, guys. I mean, look, that's a big, huge sterling brooch from Hobey. So that will be coming up for sale. Very rare brooch. Let's see. Again, this is just a little sneak peek of what we're going to do on Tuesday. I bought a lot of glass this week. So, because you guys pretty much bought all my glass I had last week. So, needless to say, we are going to have, if you guys love vintage pieces, I'm going to have a lot of vintage this week. Okay. This is beautiful. This is milk glass, and this is clear glass on this one. I thought it could have possibly been rock quartz crystal, but it's just, but still, it's glass and unique. Still having fun on your channel? Well, I like this one too, because when I glow it, it glows pink, which I thought it was kind of unique, you know. I mean, you know, for old vintage milk glass that glows like a pink color, which is kind of neat. All right, so I have that. And Sherry, you can share your channel, my dear. You're Blue Wrench. So if you know how to share a link, your link, then please do so. Because nobody knows you in your channel, but you are welcome to do so anytime. All right, then I have this. This is it's non-sterling glass, but I bought this beautiful glass for the beads. Look at these beads. And how this is put together. Beautiful swirls, all different colors, different shapes. Just beautiful. I like unique things like that. I mean, you guys know that I'm more of a gemstone lover, but when you guys have asked me to find really unique pieces, and that's what I try to do for you. So that's what I try. All right. And you thought, again, look at this one. This is even older. I believe this be possibly Czech, if not German, Austrian. I don't know, somewhere but look how old this necklace is. Okay. Now, I think somewhere along the line, this could have been a different design of like possibly a double strand necklace. And I think somewhere that how this could have been an extender, and the owner put a new lobster on it. But look at these beads. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, again, I'm not one to, judge glass or anything like that, but I go by what I'm looking at. And when you look at this, it's almost like a satin glass cone, and these beads have like a blush finish to them. Okay. And this is glass in between. I love the cone shapes on the top, those little brass sections. I just think it's beautiful. I mean, pink, baby pink, and I love the shape of these beads, and they're different. They're all separate. It's not just one bead, but there's different parts to it. I love how that was done. I just think it's beautiful. And I was looking up when I bought it, this little baggie was hanging with it. So that's why I was telling you that the owner must have had something here, and they included the extra pieces. So if you are a crafty person, there is, you can make a couple, maybe a set of earrings out of it. I'm not that way. So you will get this with the purchase. Okay. So, all right. Beautiful. If I get that going there, how that straightens out like that. Beautiful aqua color. Shades of blue. It has this very unique kind of button clasp. And this is 20.5 inches long. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go back to sterling. This is what I do when I go on my show, guys. If you're not, I know most of you have been to my show, but I go between sterling and costume on my show. And that's what I do here. Look at this beautiful piece of amber. Sterling silver, Baltic amber. Unique design on this. The blue beads you're talking about, Kelly? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, you can just send me an email, Kelly. If you're writing down, just write down. If you got a pad of paper right now, just write down. And then if you send me an email, I will give you starting bids on all these items, okay? And this is amber. It comes on this beautiful, nice, long, this 26-inch long chain. But I bought this amber because it's a nice, deep, almost like a cognac color. And I love the modern flair to that. Really, really pretty. I love the matrix, and I love the inclusions in the amber too. Really, really pretty. Okay. Moving on. Well, what I try to do is give you reasonable prices, Kelly, but I mean, I'm not, when it comes to glass, an expert as far as what they go for, but I can tell you that, needless to say, when I buy things based on what they look like, what they're made out of, and if it's quality. You guys know that's the first thing I'm looking at. For glass, I mean, I look at what's going on with the beads, the color. Red is from my understanding, red is the most important. It's actually not the most. I think it's the most expensive color glass because they use gold to color glass red. So red is always commands a premium. But for people's taste, typically it goes, purple, blue, things like that. I mean, but it goes by the complexity of the bead. Glass, Black Dog Vintage, Sherry's here. She knows a lot about glass too. But needless to say, when I buy something, I buy things based on what I pay for them. I buy things what I think you guys will love. And something like this. Now this is modern. This is Talbot's, believe it or not. It has a T on it. You get a tag that says T. This is Talbot's. But who cares? I mean, yes, was it sold in a store? Yes. Is it modern? Yes. But this is all glass beads. There are 30 strands of glass beads here. So I buy things kind of like, okay, wow, no matter what, that's still expensive to make. Okay. So if I find a deal on something like this, I'm going to pass on my deal to you. So, I mean, if you had to go to a store, a craft store, how much would you pay for beads? Even if they're without being strung, even on what we call hanks, which means hanks is just a simple length of length that has beads on it, not strung, not knotted, not nothing. Beads are expensive. So even if you're not, a novice and you don't know anything about beads, if you had to go to Michael's, I mean, I'm sure you pay at least probably $3 just probably for this little section of beads, maybe just for this much, right? I mean, so think about that. I try to break it down in very simple ways to when you have to put something together. So, that's how I kind of put things in my head and say, okay, what is cool? What is everybody gonna love? This kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Now this is a very, very special piece. This is Italian made. And this is micro mosaic. Heart with little dangles on it. Made in Italy. All the little pieces of glass. This is all glass that makes a basically a design in it. See a little flower in the middle. It's on a heart and it has a little movable sections. And then here's the back. So it is old and vintage. And it's on a long chain, which is kind of nice because a lot of times on these pendants, they come on these like really, really short chains. So you can take this off this chain, I believe. Well, wait a minute. Oh no, they have it strung through the chain there, actually on that link. But you could take it off, I believe. You cut the chain, you want to put on something else, but it's nice and long because usually most people say I want to wear it longer. It's on a 27-inch long chain and really, really pretty necklace. I just loved it because it's very unique. And if you do your research on these type of pendants, these can go for a lot of money. Okay. So let me get that back in here. You have a lot of crystal glass beads, but oh, Kelly. But you sure know about what's beautiful to you. I know that, Sometimes when you have something, you really appreciate the color and the workmanship into something. All right, here's another one. Pink. All my pink lovers. Wedding cake beads, lamp work beads. Look at again. This is more modern again, but who cares? This is when I'm trying to buy things. This is all embellished glass. Unique formed glass, wedding cake beads. These are not sterling silver, but again, I bought this strand because I love what was all going on here. I love the color scheme. I like the whole different uses of beads. And so needless to say, and this is 23.5 inches long. Pink. All right. Moving on. All right, now those are probably more on the modern end. Now I've got a couple that are very old. This is 42 inches long, yellow glass. yellow glass, and they call faceted satin glass. But what's rare about these, sometimes they call these flapper length strands, okay? Because they're long. So you can double it up. This is 42 inches long. So this would be, if you doubled it up, it'd be 21, I guess, if you doubled it like that. And I just love the yellow. I don't, when you're out looking for things, and the first thing I look for is something that's unusual. And yellow is not typically a color you find in glass a lot. You find, of course, red, you find blue, you find green, pink, things like that. Yellow for me is a very happy color. And yellow for me is in old beads like this, I think it's done. I don't typically see yellow. So when I was going through the cases, when I was looking for things, that caught my attention right away because I knew it was old, because I never look at the caps, look at the satin glass. They call that faceted satin glass. The caps are old, and it's just a beautiful piece of vintage glass jewelry. Okay, but it's old and it's not marked in any way, but I just really love the color and unusual. All right, and then this one is 25¼ inch long, barrel clasp, milk glass again. And when you come down to these beads, let me get this on the bus so I can kind of point things out a little bit better. So here we go. We come down to these very interesting shaped beads. Okay, and then down here they're green and white. And then you come down here, and then you have these pattern beads down here at the bottom. And then this one here, almost like a little ball at the bottom. Okay. However, this one has a little bit of fun. When you put a black light on here, let me see if I can turn off my light for you. Give me a minute. Actually, maybe this one. If I do this, you guys are going to see it. Hold on a minute. I might go a little dark here for a minute because I want you guys to see it. All right. Look, this thing, and maybe it's hard on the screen, but I'm trying to do it so bad, but these all glow. This is uranium glass. Uranium glass. So last couple weeks have said, Jenny, can you find, first of all, they asked me if I find milk glass. Okay. So when I bucked this up, I said, oh, wow, look at this, and I was not expecting this to glow green. I mean, I just picked, first thing I loved is this. I've never seen beads like this, but then when it started to glow, I was very, very happy to bring that home. So that's kind of, it has a unique feature to it. So some people collect uranium glass. So I was really happy to find that. It's like a 2-for-1. And so very unique piece, very old. I'm going to say probably from the, I'm going to say 20s or 30s on this. Let me see if I can do it in this light so you guys can see it. Now these don't glow here, but these have like a, you see, these green ones do not glow, but the white glows. Okay. But really unique. And I like that. Okay. All right. Moving on. Now, I'll be the first to tell you when it comes to costume name brand jewelry, I wouldn't know the first thing. Well, I know a few things, but as far as, what I'm looking for. However, I did do, I'm saying I'm the expert on anything, but when it comes to costume, let's just say, I'm at certain things on gemstones, of course, that most people know. This is Monet. Okay. All right. So glass, not acrylic. Usually on Monet, you're going to find acrylic, but Monet, people say, okay, it's a beautiful brand and good known brand. This is like a really beautiful, it's almost like a Kelly green glass. Okay. So I have this strand from them. Same time I picked up the brown. Same exact length, both Monet. When I did a Google image search, just a quick Google image search on this necklace, okay? This necklace, you know, beautiful glass beads, Monet, okay. This is going for about $165 on eBay right now. It blew my mind. I thought to myself, really, for that? And I said, but apparently they have some more runway pieces. And this must be falls into the category, but I have two colors of it. So again, nicely layering pieces. I know that, but think of this going into fall. Can you imagine wearing these together, or if you just one at a time? But I mean, just still Monet, beautiful signed Monet glass bead necklaces. And again, I know that there's certain ones that cost more than others, but I just heard apparently this is a rare necklace. I did not know. I buy things because they were glass. That's right. To be quite frank with you guys, that's what I do. I pick things up. I like the weight. There's nice weight to it. I like the quality of it. And anything that's signed, you guys know I'll pick it up any day of the week. Okay. All right. What else do I have? Okay, let me go back to some sterling. Let's see what else I got. Excuse me. All right. I don't know if I showed these the last couple of weeks, but I did have a couple people ask me for Heshi necklaces. I think I don't know if I remember showing this or not. This is like sponge coral. This is coral. You guys see the matrix in the stone? And then you have the coral rondelles there. Okay. Again, this is getting harder to find, more rare to find. It has a barrel clasp. Okay. So that one. That is 18 inches long. And the other one I have is 15 inches long, and this is the red and white. Like that. Oh, really pretty. So I do have people, I think, have been asking me for that. Okay. Let's see. I have a rosary. Now I showed the little bracelet. I got this from the same dealer. This is a traditional rosary. Again, the satin glass. Okay. It comes down here. It's all sterling. Here is the metal right there. Let me turn on the back. So there's the little metal. It says sterling. Okay. And then you come down here to the end. And now we get to the cross. Now, I did test the cross, and I believe the cross was replaced because the cross is not sterling silver. But I think they did a nice job on putting something that I think is nice and that would be nice on the rosary. So, but again, I buy things because it's unusual. It's hard to find beads like this, at least in my opinion, I found. It's hard to find this older satin glass pieces. So I like things like that. Okay. And if I find rosaries, I'll pick them up. All right. Okay, here we go. More glass. I told you it was glass this week, guys. Blue. Beautiful blue. You want to call wedding cake bead or wedding cake embellished. Beautiful, almost like a cobalt blue. Has this lobster claw clasp, but I love the color of these beads. This strand is 25 inches long. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I found another uranium brooch. Little leaf. And the green, light green stone is uranium glass. And that. All prong set. That was real cute. And here's the back. Okay. Hi, Adriel. How are you? Good to see you. I'm just doing my little live haul for Tuesday. I know that Tanya's on, and I tried to do this beforehand, but I had to work this weekend in the ER. So you guys know when I work in the ER that I don't get home until after she starts. So, but I have to go to bed because I have to get up early for work tomorrow. But I'd like to give you guys a day or two to look at all these things. So you can watch the replay and ask questions. That's why I try to do this. So, and Tanya understands that. So she understands we're good. This is amber and glass beads. Has the extender in the back with the extender. This is up to, it's 18 inches long and it has a 2.5 inch extender. So really, really pretty. I love the combination. I like, it gives you a little flash with the organic, with the glass. I just gives a little sparkle. I like that. Because they embellish it. They embellish the outside, Kelly. They almost like you would put icing on a wedding cake, you on the outside, right? When you do a cake and you decorate it. I think I'm getting that term right. So they call them wedding cake, basically, with the embellishments. Let me go back here. So right? So they have the embellishment on the outside. Okay. And then the lampwork ones, if you ever find lampwork beads, are the ones where they have the pattern on the inside of the bead. So really, really pretty. So that, as far as the actual terminology, why they call it, you know who the person you should ask, the person who knows probably, in my opinion, is Leslie at Black Dog Vintage. She actually is she used to blow glass. She actually was a glass bead maker. So she would know all the ins and outs about any, usually costume jewelry, or because she also knows about costume a lot more than I do too. We all learn from each other, which is all nice in this community. If you're new to this community, we all love to ask and lean on each other for information. And but you know, we all try to find different things. So I've learned some things from her, and then with gemstones, I try to help you guys out, try to identify things. So like here's some, this is what I believe this is called lamp work, when they have the, or foil glass basically on the inside. Right, this. So you'll typically find these like in Murano, Italy. I don't know if this is from Italy, but especially when you have the copper or gold flakes inside of a bead. And you can tell the vintageness because look at, they have the caps on the back and you can see how they've been worn a little bit with the finish. So I believe that these possibly are probably from Italy, just from the age of it and what's going on here. And then you have these kind of amber glass here. And very, very beautiful strand of beads. Again, look at the clasp. The clasp was also, now clasp can be replaced. I mean, you have seen, you know, as I've shown you a couple examples earlier, the clasps were replaced for whatever reason. You mean, you can see how this has been patinaed, aged, and these are usually a little barrel clasp like this, right? And clasp sometimes will tell you a story if they're in the original condition. Sometimes, depending on metal and how they're done, the metal disintegrates for whatever reason, you know, whatever, it's been in a brown environment that's very harsh to it and it just crumbles. So sometimes you have to replace it with different, another clasp. Okay. So this one I believe has the original clasp on it because the way it's done, but beautiful, beautiful strand of beads. And I love these. Look at that. You could gaze on that all day long if you wanted to, but just beautiful glass beads. And some people, you know, buy a lot of these beads. If you're not a neck, like they repurpose these and put them in different parts of their jewelry. So if you are a crafter or people who are looking for those kind of things, you know, they come and buy strands from me and then they'll repurpose it in different ways. So not necessarily do you have to keep it in the condition it's in. If you feel, I mean, sometimes I make craft lots for people, which I have actually sitting over there. I have 3 lots of craft. So if you're interested in craft, or anybody who's watching this video, I can bring those out for auction on Tuesday if you're interested. And there's different things in there. So you can use the parts in there, beads, bindings and things for different type of things. So yeah. This is 42 inches long. Now this is more modern, but again, I buy things based on color or based on what I'm looking at. And I love this because it has a combination of seed beads. That's what these are called, seed beads, right? And then you have these different shaped beads of glass. This one here, I believe this one, these silver ones are acrylic though. But I like this because I have a lot of customers that come to my channel and they'll say, Jenny, I want something long. They love long strands. You can do so much with long strands. You can frame an outfit with it. So for example, this is 42 inches long. It goes around your head. There's no clasp. Okay. So if you use this to frame, and then if you had a necklace or some type of focal point necklace you wanted to wear in conjunction with that, you can do that. And it brings your eye, kind of elongates your body. So when you have a nice long strand, it makes you look taller and thinner. So, and then what's nice, if you don't want it, you can also wrap it around like this and wear a double strand like that. So depending upon, that's why I usually like to buy long strands, because they're so versatile. You can do different things with them. So I just love the colors in this, the blues, the browns, very neutral palette. And then if you wanted to bring in, let's say, you know, a strand of pearls or whatever you want to do with it, or a nice pearl pendant or a glass pendant, you can wear it with that. All right. What else we got? I've got a lot. Just to let you guys know, I have lots of let's see. What else can I show you? Lots of things behind me, okay? Or rings. Let me just put this out of the way for a second. Let me come back to the camera. Hi, Leonore. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, I just hit 800 subscribers, apparently. And thanks to you, Leonore, you brought it to my attention the other day. She was so sweet, you guys. Leonore says, Jenny, you need only 5 more to hit 800. And I had no idea. I wasn't really paying attention to that. You guys know how I work. So, it's really, I'm really happy about that. And then my husband said, Jenny, we just hit 800. I said, okay, cool. Now watch when somebody will unclick, it will be $7.99 tomorrow morning. That'll be funny. All right. So again, if you weren't here last week, okay. You guys are seeing things behind me. Okay. These are things that I've had before in my show. Okay. So these are all going to be things that I'll be marking down. There's Native American here. There's Art Deco here. There is hand signed Navajo here. This is a beautiful. I still have this cuff. The person who I thought changed their mind, but it's an iridescent glass, almost like dragon's breath, but it's yellow. Here. Okay, so that's a really unique bracelet. So this is Teme, Teme, and I showed the Tahi earlier. So I've got that, and I have the Mayan. The Mayan panel bracelet over here. Okay, so if you're interested in any of these, just send me a screenshot and I'll give you a price on those, or at least a starting bid. But I will say that a lot of these pieces that you're seeing in the back, I would bring in these forward, and we're going to be doing a sale on them. And if you guys kind of missed the beginning of my show or this live, we're going to be, for Joe and I will be on our anniversary trip on the 10th. So tomorrow, or to me, keep thinking today's Monday. On Tuesday is going to be, jam-packed show. So if you're looking for anything, the rings that I've shown the last couple of weeks, I have 2 full trays of rings. Like here, let me show you real quick. And then I'm gonna get off because I've got trays of rings, I've got trays of earrings. You guys know I'm jam-packed with things. I try to be very prepared in my shows. If you're new here, I try to be very organized, try to have everything ready to go. So for example, say, Jenny, I'm looking for a ring. Okay, well, depending upon what your size is, look, this is just one tray. Tray number 1 is this. So if you're interested in any of these rings, just take a screenshot right now, okay? And you can say, wow, what is that? There's antique pieces in here. There is, gemstone pieces in here. There's jade in here. There's Navajo in here, chrome diopside, Peruvian opal, mystic topaz. There's tanzanite, amethyst, morpho butterfly, you name it. So just take a picture with your phone. Hi, Patty. How are you? Good to see you, my dear. It's been a little bit. Hope all is well with you. Hi, Nancy. I look good tonight, Nancy. This is my like relaxed look. God, you are so sweet, my dear. I've had a really rough weekend working. So this week was rough for me in the year, and I got to work tomorrow morning. That's why I'm on here right now. So take a picture, everybody. If you got your phone, you guys know that I've been showing these for a little bit, and I'm going to have a blowout sale. If there's any of these rings that you guys have been thinking about since I've shown you, I'm going to be marking down prices like crazy on Tuesday because I got to move some stuff. Because I know usually what I do is I usually show it once or twice. A third time, you guys know that I like to just blow it out of here, right? Because that's the way I buy new stuff. You guys get you guys interested. So if any of these rings possibly might work for you, or you have any interest, or you've not seen these before, I know that most of these rings, as far as size wise, they're across the board, but most of them are going to be somewhere in the vicinity of, I'll just say 6.5, 5 to 7, I would say, on this finger size. There might be a couple exceptions, but send me an email. I'll give you the description. My husband's going to be here tomorrow. He'll answer all your emails or send me he'll ask me, and then we'll go from there. Okay, this is tray number 1. Okay, all right. Okay, that's tray number 1. I did get some new rings in last week, which I added to this tray. Hold this up. Okay, here's tray number 2. Okay. Yes, I tried to be. You guys are going to be like, what? It's almost like shopping for me. I mean, I try to do this sort of like, because then people usually are used to like one at a time when you go to a jewelry channel and you say, oh, I'm going to sit here for 2 hours and look through rings. This gives you guys an opportunity to say, wow, oh my God, what does she have there? This is like shopping in a jewelry store, right? When you have to say, oh, well, what's all here? So some of these pieces are new. You guys will see some new things if you're a regular on my channel. But just take a screen. Like this is Larimar Seahorse is new. He's new. The little garnet is new. Black spinel. Other things in here. So just take a screenshot. There's Taxco in here. These are Taxco. You know. So we'll go through these. These are signed Navajo pieces here. Gold filled in sterling. And these are signed Navajo as well. These two right here. So I try to go through a lot of these things, and if you guys are possibly interested in anything, this is abalone right here. Just send me an email. Hi, everybody. How are you? I know that if Tanya's still on, I don't like to do this, but she understands that I have to do my haul because I usually try to do it when I'm not. If I'm off on the weekend I'm off, I usually do it earlier before she comes on. But I have to go to bed because I have to get up to work in the yard tomorrow morning. But I always promise you guys a live haul to show you what I'm going to be bringing. So those are the rings. So I got 2 trays of rings there that you guys possibly have seen. There were a couple things that were added. And then you guys can watch the replay of what I did earlier. So yeah, I will have earrings, trays of earrings. Bracelets. Well, Sherry, you haven't been here before, but as far as in a little while. But look, this is what we kind of went through last week. I'm just going to pull these out here because I wanted to show you guys. If you can't, it's hard for me to pan my backdrop while I'm on the air, so I have to pull these things up to show you guys. But here, let me use my camera. And I miss everybody. Hi, Pat. Hi, Karen. How are you? Did you get my email, my dear? Hopefully, I was helpful in answering your question. I know you sent me an email earlier. But look, I mean, I've got bracelets. If you guys need a bracelet, I'm your girl. I've got these range from length from short, small, 6, some I think 5. I mean, this one I think this coin bracelet is like under just at a 6. Tax goes on here. I have the Siam on here. I've got liquid silver. This is a really now Father's Day is coming around the corner. What, on the 15th? Look at this heavy Taxco bracelet. You want to get a nice guy bracelet. This is, I believe, 9 1/4. Signed Taxco. I've got a couple of these. I got this one and this one. You want to get a man in your life a really nice bracelet, nice heavy one. So I'll go through these. Again, you guys know how I do it. Oopsie. I had these for a little bit. I'll mark things down. So take a screenshot and say, Jenny, can you, I will at this point tell you that since I've had these pieces for a little bit, which means in my world, and what I talk about is like 2-3 weeks, it's getting marked down because that's how I turn around and get fresh inventory because I know you guys want it. Or I just hold on to it and say keep them for Christmas time because then around Christmas everybody's gonna come ask me. Now they're gonna ask me for bracelets again. So if there's something you like here, let me know and we'll go from there. So hi Christina, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, I have Nikki Butler. For anybody who's looking for Nikki Butler, I still have that. Oh boy, let's see. Turquoise. Oh, sorry. I don't want you guys looking there. Oh, here. Sorry. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can try to zoom this in a little bit for you guys on my back. Okay. Let's do it this way. All right. So I will try my best. That might be a little easier for you guys to see. Okay. So on the right, you are seeing some. This is J. Crew little bubble acrylic. A lucite action. Then we got little beautiful blue glass on top. Down here we have some more bracelets in the back, more gemstone. Here, I might have to pull these up because it's not doing a good job. I don't like it. So for all of you who say, Jenny, I need a bracelet. I think I might have got you covered in some way or another. These on the end here are unique. So I don't know if you have anybody in your family that is suffering from cancer or breast cancer survivor. These 3 bracelets, either for those reasons, which are kind of nice if you want to give something like that. Then we have freshwater pearl. This is coral and sterling, gold filled little onyx, lapis and pearl. This is a very unique amber, very old bracelet right here. And I forgot the name of it, but there's a name for this term and I have it on my post-it. Tanzanite. How many people have been looking for a Tanzanite bracelet? This is a long one. So anybody over 8 inches, look at this Tanzanite. Over 20 carats of Tanzanite. Beautiful color. Blue topaz, multicolored, garnet, things like that. This is old citrine. Look at this old vintage citrine bracelet. So again, we'll be blowing these out in case there's anything you like out of here. Let me know. But that just gives you an idea of what we're going to be doing. Turquoise. Let me kind of go over here. Go to this side of my set. I like that side. This one. Go back here. There's me. And I thank you, Nancy, for the compliment. I hopefully don't think that I look. She says I look good tonight, guys. I said I don't think so. I'm like I'm not have many. Some turquoise back there. There's some beautiful J. King coral. I have the cloisonne on top. Brooches. Well, you know, again. Here. What's it? 8th over from the left. Are you talking about bracelets, Nancy? Okay. This is all brooches, all sterling silver. This is a Margot de Taxco. So all my Taxco collectors, Margot de Taxco. Very important piece here. Probably easily. This is not an inexpensive brooch, but if for what it is, you can get a deal on that. Okay. Taxco here. This is a new brooch I got last week. I believe it's a sterling silver flower brooch. So this is rubies, natural rubies. This is a 1905. Look at that lady. It's like a repose, like a 3-dimensional coin brooch. Marcasites. This is an 800 silver, very old bracelet. Or no, bracelet, necklace, very choker. This is Elliot stone from Israel. It's a brooch / pendant. So if you wanted to just wear it as a brooch, but it is signed Israel 925. This pendant's from Turkey, from Oman, signed Oman. So I try to have a unique, eclectic view of or pieces for you guys to see. It's not just cookie cutter jewelry, as I call it. There's things here. People want different things, you know. So again, I usually let it tell people at this point is to watch the old videos. What stone, Nancy? From the bracelets, honey. Hold on. From the left. You said 8th from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the amber? This one? Is that what we're talking about? This. This one? Yeah, okay. It's a type of amber. Let me give you, because I had actually, you know who I had actually make a phone call to was Kirsten. And Kirsten actually she knew like within 3 seconds what the name of that process was, because it stumped me. So let me give you an idea. Let me see. Hold on a minute. I'm really bad, but sometimes I have to get it. Let's see. It is called. I had to remember the name of it. Okay, here it is. It's called. I'm gonna put it in the chat, Nancy. I'm gonna spell it for you, okay? Or for everybody. Okay, that's what it's called. Sushinite bonded Baltic amber. So they take amber, different colors of amber. Hold on a minute. Let me get this focused. Sarah wants to focus on me, not the jewelry. Okay. So if you notice, they're different colors of amber, right? We have egg yolk, and then we have the honey. Again, this one, I'm just looking at this one, egg yolk and honey. There's this white substance in between, right? And it's a sushinite, Succinite. Okay. Apparently, it's a process, a substance that you use to bond amber together, to almost like an inlay process. Very unique. I've never seen anything like it. When I first picked this up, you know what I thought these were? I thought they were scarabs. Like this one here, that looked like a scarab to me. I'm like, oh, it's a scarab bracelet on a kind of an Art Nouveau link chain, right? So I was like, oh, and then I was looking at it further. I'm like, no two of these beads or links are actually the same. So very unique. And this is sterling silver. Okay. Size wise on it, it's 8.25 inch long. Oopsie, I just dropped my nookie. That's what that. 8.25 inches long, Nancy. Has a lobster claw clasp. Sorry about my hair. It has probably replaced clasp, Nancy, but let me show you that. So I have a feeling originally it had like a spring ring. A lot of times on these older pieces, they'll have like those little spring ring clasps, right? And sometimes it's harder to maneuver, so they sometimes update these things and put a little lobster claw on it, which is still beautiful in my opinion. But called Sushinite bonded amber, and it glows just like regular amber. Watch, see, just really cool. I've never seen anything like it. I thought it was really. I'm like, what is that? You know, so. Here, I'm a gemologist and I still had to ask another reseller about something and she knew the answer. So that's what I'm saying. We all help one another and there's things that I learn from everybody. So it's very interesting how we all kind of work together. And to be quite frank with you all, let me come back to the camera a little bit on Zoomy. Even when I worked in the industry for 26 years, I had to confer with other gemologists, experts about things that I did not know. And this has happened to be quite frank, you guys, most of you know who Kirsten of Kirsten Red Resale is. I texted her a picture of it and I said, do you know anything about this? And within 10 seconds, she knew the answer to it. I said, you know, because she handles a lot of that kind of things, you know, versus than I would see it. She finds very unusual things. So I just took a shot and say, hey, Kirsten, have you ever seen anything like it? She knew it. So, But anyway, send me an email. Just guys, send me an email. I've been on here for almost an hour. I should probably get off, but I usually try to keep these short. But I know that you guys like to chat with me, so I kind of expect that. But yeah, we'll have some fun. I have a tray of pendants that I'm going to do for you guys. Just basically have a good time, like we do every Tuesday afternoon. So Joe will be here to help you guys out. Tomorrow, if you guys watch this video and have any questions, again, I'm probably going to lower, if it's the new things, he can give you the starting bid on the new things. But I will tell you, like any of these bracelets, like this whole tray, since I've shown these before, I'm dropping prices. So he can tell you if you're really interested in what the last starting bid was on it, but I'm going to drop prices. So I don't know if that would be, I don't want to scare you off and say if he shows us a Post-it note and he looks at it and says, well, last time we showed it was this. Well, Jenny's going to drop prices. So but on the new pieces, like the things that I just showed for like the glass pieces, the new strands, things that were new, what I call new pieces, that he can give you a starting bid on. So if not, he can always say, when I get home from work tomorrow, I'll be happy to email you. So we always work well together like that. But in that regard, I think that's about it for tonight. I did like to just give you a little sneak peek of what we're doing. And again, I always encourage you guys to watch previous videos from my shows. Last week I brought out the gold, but I never got to it. So if you guys are interested in the gold pieces, I can bring out the gold for Wednesday's show. So please watch a couple. I think it's been probably about a month ago I did that last time I brought it out. So if there's something out of the gold box that you wanted to see and bring up again, we'll see what I can do for a nice price for you. That being said, I want you guys to have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful Monday. And we'll see you guys at 1 p.m. Central on Tuesday afternoon. And we'll have some good fun. Okay? All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Go back to Tanya's. I'm feeling she's still on. But appreciate you guys coming in for the few of you did. And I do appreciate you guys just being here. And I saw some of you guys have open windows. We're watching different things going on. So I appreciate that very much. So thank you, Leonore, for being who you are and sharing the love with everyone in the community. And Nancy and Karen and George, how you doing? Let's see. Anybody who's new here, if you're not registered with me at my channel before Tuesday, please register at jensgemsfinds@gmail.com. Your name, YouTube name, complete mailing address, phone number, and your PayPal information. We go very, very quickly. For those of you who don't know, I'm from up north, so I talk very fast. So hold on to your seats when we're in my auctions because we go very, very quickly for 4 hours. We spend that amount of time. So that way you guys get out registered, we go, and we just have a good time. So, and most everybody in here are very respectful and cheer each other on, which really, we have a really good time at my show. It's in the afternoon show. So, but I do go very, very quickly. So we try to make a good time out of it. So good night, Karen. I'm glad I could help you out with your thing earlier that you sent me. And I hope all is well. And love all of you. And thank you for joining me for my little haul tonight. And we'll see you Tuesday. Take care.